They told her to roll the mop bucket aside. "You're blocking the way," a young officer snapped, flicking his hand as if brushing off dirt. His sharp, dismissive voice cut through the hall. But the crowd of soldiers preparing for the international summit barely noticed her. To them, she was just the janitor, a woman in faded gray coveralls, pushing a squeaky cart. No one gave her a second glance. No one cared, but the general paused. His stride slowed, his eyes lingering, unsettled by something he couldn't quite name. It wasn't the mop. It wasn't her uniform. It was the quiet confidence in how she stood, the stillness in her gaze, as though she had weathered storms far more violent than spilled coffee on a polished floor. Her name was Lena Torres. To most, she was invisible, a custodian, a shadow along the wall. Yet, anyone paying close attention might have noticed the faint trace of an old tattoo beneath her sleeve. Time had softened its edges, but the symbol remained unmistakable to those who understood it. Very few did. Lena had once been special forces. She never spoke of it. Not anymore. She was fluent in 7 languages, trained in stealth. A soldier whose silent footsteps had crossed continents on missions that never reached the headlines. But years take their toll. The uniform was folded away, medals tucked into a drawer, and when the weight of her past grew unbearable, she chose quiet. She chose mops over missions, floors over battlefields. She chose peace. Peace, however, didn't protect her from small humiliations. Soldiers laughed as they passed. They left their mess behind without a word. They joked as if she couldn't understand German, Russian, Arabic. They didn't know those languages were hers too. They didn't know the woman leaning over the trash bin had once negotiated with warlords in words they struggled to pronounce. Then the day of the summit arrived. Tension crackled through the air. Delegates from 7 nations filled the hall, waiting for translation equipment that refused to work. Panic spread as tempers flared. Important men shouted, trying to force understanding through broken English and angry gestures. Lena swept quietly nearby, unseen as always. "Does anyone here speak all 7 languages?" the general asked, desperation edging his voice. "We're out of time." Silence. Lena straightened. She leaned the mop against her cart. Without ceremony, she spoke. German first, then Russian, Arabic, Mandarin, French, Spanish, Italian. Her words flowed smoothly, calm and certain. The room froze. Conversations stopped mid-sentence. Jaws fell open. The soldiers who had mocked her stared, unable to comprehend what they were hearing. The men they once believed were giants suddenly seemed small. The general's eyes shone as recognition dawned, like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. He stepped forward and raised his hand, not to point, not to command, but to deliver a sharp, respectful salute. "You carry battles we'll never understand," he said softly. Lena nodded, her expression gentle but steady. Some wars don't need words. The soldiers who had laughed lowered their heads in shame. Later, as Lena walked down the corridor, the halls opened for her not from fear, but from reverence. Whispers followed, no longer mocking, but awed. "Some heroes don't wear uniforms," one soldier murmured. "Some medals can't be seen," another replied. And, within the quiet Lena treasured, subtle justice bloomed. In the end, it wasn't her service record, her languages, or her past that earned respect. It was her unwavering dignity, her strength in choosing silence over pride. Heroes don't always speak. Sometimes the world simply needs to listen. If this story moved you, tell us where you're watching from and what you think about silent heroes like Lena. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories that reveal the power of quiet courage.